Do you know how Hoorah Who Cares goes?
No,
Okay, all right,
I
no
think a
problem.
little bit, but
Okay, all right, I'll give you a little steer with it. So, Hoorah Who Cares? We give a quick little segment to give credit in a hoorah way to a football topic that maybe deserves a little bit of credit. It doesn't have to be NFL. It could be someone in college. It could be a high school football topic. I propped up my old high school football team last week for getting their first high school football win, the North Farmington Raiders. Shout out to them. And then Who Cares for somebody we need to just stop talking about. A topic that's not important anymore, something that you're annoyed with, a quick little tee off for them to get a little slander off of them. So I got mine ready. I'll let you dive in if you want, but I'll take the reins here for now and get started with that. My hoorah has to go with somebody that we've been talking about this whole show. I gotta give it to Lamar Jackson. I have to show him some love. I wrote my article about why the Lions should target him. I made it clear it's not going to be easy to get him, but I had to hear from so many Lions. Oh, he can't throw. Oh, he buckles in the fourth. He doesn't win anything in the playoffs. His ego is bigger than his talent. All this nonsense. I don't even care about the loss and what they did against the Dolphins. He played his behind off. He was super efficient. We saw the 70-plus yard run. We saw his ability to spread the ball around and really still look like a top 5, top 10 quarterback. Lamar Jackson, you earned all my respect for what you did, man. I love everything that you did in that high-scoring affair, and it's the good juju that we need to bring you into the Lions. So keep it going, especially if they keep losing. Who knows? Baltimore might not pay him. It's not far outside the realm of possibility. So shout out to Lamar Jackson. I got to give a quick hoorah to Lamar for sure.
yeah. Hoorah to Lamar. Ricky says hoorah to Skipper from the Lions. I don't know that I want to co-sign some of that just yet.
Oh yeah. We gotta wait
Looking
on
for
that.
some info.
Yeah. We're gonna do some more research with thanks to Eric Armstead. We don't know yet. We don't know about that.
For the
Is it
Lions, though, still on the offensive line, we mentioned him earlier. I would hoorah Hank Fraley. Again, I think he did a really good job of getting this team ready for a commander pass defense or pass rush. That's still, and they don't have Chase Young, but it's still a pretty good unit. And the Lions were able to hold up in both the running and passing game, and it was good, man. Like it was real good with some of the guys that they were doing it with. Mentioned Skipper, practice squad guy, Stenberg, another guy, Brad Holmes, ended up finding really late, I think a 5th-round pick, but just a really bang-up job, I thought, by Hank Fraley to get the offensive line ready and, still compete.
going back to the Stafford era, we're so used to seeing assistant coaches getting shipped out after 2-3 years. Seeing the continuity, consistency that we've seen from Hank Fraley as an assistant coach for the offensive line, we see from Deuce Staley and how he's helped make DeAndre Swift look so productive. Aaron Glenn, I think, is awesome. Antoine Randall is awesome. I am Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator. I'm super impressed with what I've seen from the football minds next to Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell might be the rah-rah guy, but he has some smart football minds around him, and I love what they're doing. Okay, now let me get into my Who Cares. My Who Cares is a guy I've always hated, and I am not surprised by anything that I'm hearing about what he's doing or what he's being accused of. My Who Cares goes to the football legacy of Brett Favre. If you know me, don't ever talk to me about Brett Favre in football terms. I don't want to hear it. I'm walking away from you. I'm blocking you on social media. Do not talk to me about Brett Favre. I don't want to hear nothing else about this guy. Naturally, as a Lions fan, I didn't like him off the rip for that alone. Now, developing along, we didn't like what he did in terms of how he got out of the Green Bay, went to the Jets, and sent D pics to his trainer while his wife was sick, on top of his constant retiring and an inability to get to training camp. Now to see who he is, stealing millions of welfare dollars to build a volleyball gym for your daughter's school. You are the absolute lowest of garbage, Brett Favre. You always have been. Thank you for confirming it one more time. Sending texts to the governor, getting assistance in making this happen. You've been garbage. I wish the Saints would have went harder on that bounty gate mode that they did to you. You've always been trash, and I'm so happy you're confirming that now. Don't ever talk to me about Brett Favre again. Get him out of here, bro.
I've always hated Brett Favre too, so co-sign all of that. My Who Cares, I guess, would be not quite in the same vein because he hasn't done anything except piss me off with all of his corniness. Russell Wilson, man, I don't care that now you're on the Broncos and you're not doing good. You guys won last week. lost to Seattle. You don't look very good. You look like you've been washed for about 3 or 4 years now. And yeah, I had to hear people talk about how the Broncos were a contender. They were going to beat the Chiefs. They were going to beat the Chargers in that division because they have Russell Wilson. Not in realizing he just went from a bad offensive line to a still bad offensive line. And I don't know, man. He's just bad. He's out there practicing high fives, doing weird little TikToks. We care a lot. Like, I don't need any of it. I just need you to win football games and none of your old teammates like you. How's that possible? These are guys you won a Super Bowl with, and every single one of them hates you. The only ones you like who like you are DK Metcalf. We saw that last week. I think him and Tyler Lockett had a moment. Him, somebody else on the defense. Those are the only ones who like him, and those are none of the guys who they won the Super Bowl with. Those are all guys who, he was getting paid, and they were winning 10 games, getting bounced out the playoffs, and then winning, 8, 9 games, and not even getting in. So. I don't care for Russell Wilson so much as a quarterback, and I'm glad he's faltering.
I was happy that he got a new opportunity because it didn't seem like they were really clicking in Seattle, and I really wanted him to get away from Pete Carroll. But I hate what the Broncos are doing right now. I watched that game that they just had, and they played, it was the Texans. They had a lead. They were up by like 6 points with like 2 minutes left. They're throwing the ball instead of killing the clock off and making them use timeouts. Nathaniel Hackett, I don't know what the hell you on. And even Russell too, bro.
You not coach.
Yeah, you're not making the right calls at the line. Like, I don't like anything that Denver's doing right now. I'm with you on that, man. I was really cheering for Russell and hoping that he was going to make something happen, but in that division and in the AFC, it don't look good for them at all. You giving the Legion of Boom a lot of ammunition to pile on the way that they are with you. It's nasty what they do in Denver. So good pick right there. I'm with you on that one, man.